BMW, this is not a good look. We're going to take care of it next on Autopilot. If you saw one of my earlier videos reviewing the M2 Competition, you may recall that one of my few criticisms of the car was its incredibly ugly muffler section, unpainted metal, hanging down very low beneath the car, which is visible both from the side and from behind and is a real eyesore. One solution to that obviously would be to just replace it with an aftermarket exhaust, but that's a little bit more involved than you would expect. Unfortunately, the exhaust is one continual unit from the muffler all the way under the car to the downpipe. So to replace the exhaust, you would need to get both a mid-pipe section and a rear muffler section. If you're looking at something from, say, Active Auto work and then maybe an Eisenman rear muffler section, it's $3,000 or $4,000 when you get everything together, which is more than I want to spend on a lease car at this point. So the cheap solution is to simply spray paint the muffler, which we're going to try now. Quite a few people on the internet have posted that they've had success with it, so let's give it a shot. Here's what we'll need for the project. We do not need the short course RC truck, but we do need these supplies here. First thing to consider is protecting the surrounding area of the car, the bumper and other areas that you don't want to get spray paint on, and also the garage and garage floor. So have a tarp down here that we're going to put down on the garage floor so we don't mess up our Swiss tracks. We have some trash bags that I'm going to use to tape around the surrounding area to get everything masked off. This was a good idea I saw online, using some disposable gloves to cover the exhaust tips to keep them protected. And then in terms of prepping the area, we're going to use some isopropyl alcohol to clean and a scratch pad to clean, get everything cleaned and prepped and dry. And then we have our VHT paint. This stuff is header paint, which should be definitely up to the task and definitely able to withstand the heat. We have both primer and the matte black or flat black paint. The primer, I believe, is optional, but we'll go ahead and do it just to make sure that we get good application. Just a couple safety tips as always. If you don't have a lift to get the car up in the air, then either use secure ramps or secure jack stands. Don't just trust floor jacks to have the car elevated above you if you're working. Here's a better view of just how ugly and obvious the stock muffler is. A real eyesore. So I have the surface thoroughly cleaned with the scratch pad. Water, got it cleaned off, and then rubbed it thoroughly down with isopropyl alcohol to degrease it so it's thoroughly clean, dry, and ready to go. The next step after cleaning and prepping the muffler surface is masking everything off, getting everything covered to protect all the surfaces that you don't want to get paint on. Pardon how filthy the car is. This is what happens with Hockenheim silver paint in the wintertime in the Northeast. But I got some trash bags with painter's tape, got everything masked off, including the lift to prevent getting any paint on that. Since I'm going to be using primer, which is a silver color, I masked off everything, even black surfaces underneath that I don't want to get primer on. So everything is very well covered, tucked up underneath there. And the glove trick on the tailpipes. You never know, this might be the latest trend. Look for it in a neighborhood near you. Gloves on the tailpipes. And again, this is the type of spray paint that we're going to be using for this application. It's by VHT for very high temperature, easily found in any auto parts store. People on the BMW forums have been having good luck with this for this particular application, and it's rated all the way up to 1300 to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. People who had tried other paints that were rated for lesser temperatures were finding that the paint was flaking over time. So hopefully between good surface prep, using the primer as well, which is also temperature rated for the same temperature, and then doing the black, it'll stay good for a long time. I got the first coat of primer on. It went well. It was easy, straightforward. Definitely stinky though, so again, work in a well-ventilated area or have the garage door open. And per the instructions, we'll do one light coat of primer, wait 10 minutes, another light coat, wait another 10 minutes, and then do a heavier wet coat of primer, and then wait half an hour prior to putting the black color on. One note, just be careful around the corners of the muffler down in this area. If you spray too heavily, it will run down, pool in the corner, and tend to drip and leave a raised area, which I ended up wiping off from the primer, so I'll be more careful with that when I get the color on. And done. Came out great. Relatively simple and straightforward. And looks 1000% better. So there you have it. The car no longer looks ridiculous from behind. Very happy with how it came out. This was a relatively quick, easy, and inexpensive project that could be done in an afternoon and makes the M2 Competition look a heck of a lot better. If you found this helpful, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to be made aware of future videos to come. See you next time.